Good morning, ladies. My name is Chazz, and welcome to the What If Chazz's Friends Was in My Hero Academia. So, I said Chazz's Friends in My Hero Academia. So, if any of you tries to catch up on it. So, let's begin with some introductions things. Let's go with Chanman. He's my character is called Chazz, so he has more like kind of like what Jiro's his hair thing. How about that? But mine, or actually Shiraki's hair. But it would be brown. And his quirk, or my character's name, like his real name, is like Chazz, is of Taco, or it's a custom name. So, and one of his friends, Echo Glass, she has more like what Jiro has, or when her outfit was similar to All Might's, but way more sparkly, like glass. So, and this is what these are characters' names. So, and her friend has this mutation, or her friend is Clear Wing, as her name, her character's name, but for her superhero name, she goes by Glass Wing or Flame Wing. So, and my other friend, he has more like battle experience with all that. He has, or his superhero name is Wild Storm, her ultimate. And so that's his like superhero name, but it's Wild Storm Glass, or basically and my character's name is Chazz as Changer. It used to be something else, but I changed it to Changer. But his superhero name is Infinity Destroyer. And I almost forgot one person. That is my good old friend, Ace. She, I'll just use this. She is like a leader, her kind, because her quirk. So now, with the names parts all done, now it's time for her quirks. I'll do mine last, so no, let's do with Echo. Where is he? So Echo's who was, or Echo has her power. Her her last name says it all. She basically controls glass. She can manipulate glass to. That's why she can pick a. Like, she can turn a one diamond into like a big weapon. And she just so. And basically, she has 0 thing. And so, now that was one girl, now it's one boy. So my friend, Wild Glass, was, he is such a powerful one. He can shapeshift his body. He can make clouds form. He can, and basically do both at the same time. Like he can even turn clouds into like his pets or something. And so now, and Echo's his friend, and hers is a mutation quirk. She has like 3 quirks. Her mutation quirk, her her eye quirks. That's why there's a bunch of eyes around her. That allows her to, or when someone stares into her too long, she can read their memories, like mind reading, but ultimate, or mind control them to do whatever she wants. And the third power is speed. So basically, and now, me. I have, like what my superhero name has, Infinity Destroyer. I have Infinity Quirk, 0 Quirk. I have, basically I'm immortal that can never die. Eh? And I can shoot things through your brain and all that stuff. And now, Ace. Where is she? I always forget that she had, or hold on, I'm trying to remember. So, Ace, she has like a leader power. She even has a quirk that called Switch Quirk. So it allows her to switch his quirks with anyone else. That's why, and the leader quirk allows her to basically command anyone to do whatever they want, or whatever she wants. Like, you do that laundry over there. You, or something. Okay? So, and her outfit looked like that. But, so, basically, now, real time starts. So, they were all like, after they all, or like, I was born first, or my character was born before them. So then so it technically makes him a leader of it. And so he has all the memories. So then all 1, 2, 3, 4. So he was the oldest one, and before all four of them, it makes him a fifth or first oldest one. So then, all of them were like, so they were like, okay. So or Zuko, or not Zuko, him and was the same age as Zuko was. Yes, when 15. So his mother and his father always like enjoys my character's company, and so does Zuko. And then his Bakugo says, huh. Or one day he says, huh. He, as he waves at him, or waves at my character and says, here's what's up, man. Nothing much, how about you? As he gave him a high five thing, and he says, what is your quirk? My quirk is infinity, actually, Bakugo. So it makes it way more powerful than anyone's, if you really think about it. As he's like, huh, yeah, mine's explosions. Yeah, we both are stronger than anyone. And then after they all were going, and but before her, I forgot to mention, this is my character, not real me, but this is a fake version. So my character has a sister called Crystal of Flames. And Man, she was, as her name says it all. She makes fire so clear that you could see right through it without it's even there, like glass. Take that, an endeavor. So then, when all of them hit 15, then we all like went to exam. My character's friend, big guy, he like, or my character says, "Are you ready?" Yep. As he's like, did this show on the road, as that's what my character says, as it was, I'm skipping the like written part. So he grabs the hinges and ripped them off and they start like going right at it. Him, or my character, and my friend's character. Okay? So my friend's character took out 3 1-pointers and 4-pointers. But my character and the friends got the highest one. Like, I'm on Slowpoke, as he like, boom, 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 boom. And then the 0-pointer came. Zuko and him were best friends, so they worked as a team. And so, of course, don't worry about Zuko. He has this quirk called self-revival and regeneration. And basically anything between. So they were like, of course, as him and my character, Chazz Changer, was asked Zuko, or told him that, do you see that girl? She needs your help. So it was actually Ochako, was under some rebel. And so she got saved by Zuko. When, as they're like, all 5 of them wouldn't use their powers, and like, boom, blown half of their, or all those 0-pointers, and it's all the way down. So I'm gonna not skip the heroes versus villains, but they were like, that's cool. And so they all like got into class 1A. Where is it? And of course, my character is pretty famous for like some of his stunts to do. Plus, he's rich, he's famous, and everything. So basically, every rich person wants, or basically, that. So, when they saw, or actually, Momo saw him, he wanted to date my character. The dated him, but they, so Momo one day, asked Chazz Changer's sister if about something, and his parents were, one of them was a pro hero and the other was a pro villain. Or a high-end villain. So for the pro part, they're just actors. So for the pro hero was actually her, and for the villain was none other than Hero Killer Stains. Or, like, it was a fake version of him. So both of them were like, okay, good, boom. So then, with all that power that he has, they're glad to be having him on their side. So, there's versus villains. I'm skipping that part, actually. It just changed my mind. So, USJ almost went similar to canon, but my character saved everybody, as he remembers, or he saw he could see into different, walls of reality. So he was right behind fourth wall watching what will happen on TV. So he grabs Mr. Aizawa, his shoulder, and says, "Don't do it. It will make you go blind," and they end up going to the hospital thing. Let me do it. It's not disobeying you, it's not leaving your side. As he used his power ball and threw it right at them. So basically, all those villains, got teleported into his prison world. And they asked, what did you do? I sent them into my prison world, or pocket universe that they would never escape from. And then they're like, he explains to Mr. Aizawa that if I haven't stepped in, that this is what he's saying. If I haven't stepped in, you would gone to do it and end up getting killed by, or almost getting killed by, that thing, by the Nomu. It's like a Frankenstein's monster. Let's find the creator of it, or monster. As he says, let's find its doctor. As Mr. Aizawa knows that Zuko or Hinman's right about one thing, but him hearing that he would have got and beaten so hard that he goes blind thing, because he knows that, or he actually pulled out his watch or his tape recorder and says, "Watch it," as the they were gonna evacuate, but the All for One closed the gates, as he says, or actually he says, or he was just standing right at the front gate as he looks around, as 13's like, "What are you doing there?" As he says, "1 minute," as he says, "I know you're watching, All for One, and I can tell." Oh, as this would be a warning shot for you, as he shot a beam of light across the every like camera, as he walks away. See, you really, as he turns and looks at 13 and says, you really need to upgrade your security system more often." And as it when they saw or when they heard that name, he knew something, or they know, as Eraser had asked him, "Are you UA trader?" Or actually, "How did you know about our security cameras?" As he says, "It's not rocket science. The plus I'm not a UA trader. I know things or two. And there's this anime that I used to watch in one of my like dimensions, or the fourth wall version." So as he explains to him that, or to 13 too, that there's this anime called My Hero Academia, and it's based off of this reality. He was a fourth wall breaker. So he ends up saying, like, "I know where he is at. The League of Villains will be probably waiting at there for us." As he knows a thing or two. As so, and his friends were like all worried that they might end up getting targeted, as he also like did all that stuff. He even he walked up to when he was trying to walk to the UA, he got stopped by news reporters, as he says, or they asked him, "How did it feel to have All Might as your teacher?" and all that stuff. As he says, "Or how about you get out of the way? Except for you, Shiraki-san. I know it was way before." So the hooded man and came out of nowhere and says, "Huh, how did you know me. You're a villain. You probably called them and told them about it. Yes, but how did you know about my name? Hmm. You're you're just a sad little boy. As he says to news reporter, says, please just get out of the way before her. As Shiraki-san was pissed. Like, he was like, he just like straight up tried to decay him, but him and you know that one scene where Deku grabs Bakugo's arm and like slammed him against the ground and with such force? He does that too. And he also like he dodges his fingers as he breaks one bone and breaks the other one. As he tells Mr. Aizawa to, do you have any handcuffs on you? If not, go grab some. As he grabs M's and like they know that Hinman isn't fooling around. So they only person that really had high intelligence was Nezu, but my character passes him in about he knows a thing or two. So he ends up getting captured and so past UA or USJ and he didn't get in trouble. And so then he ends up looking and he spoke the truth and he's like, okay, listen to him. And so then we're like, heck yeah, come on, let's beat those creds. Okay. And so they were like, okay. And at this point, Zuko already got One for All from All Might, so chose him. And so at the sports festival, the race one, Kennedy got first place, followed by like the other four. So then, as he used on like that 0-pointer robot hunt, he used icicle shotgun. Boom! As he knew that from Rimuru, from that time I got reincarnated as slime. Icicle lands. Boom, boom. As he keeps going. Like, he doesn't even stop. He like ran and jumped across the tire gap and keeps going. Like, he was the powerhouse. And through the minefields, he like steps or he hovers over them without setting them off. As so then, but at the cavalry battle, they were, or Chazz's team won that. And, or actually Zuko was on his team, so then They both bro fist each other and all that stuff. So, then a fight one, the ends up like battling against the brain dude, or actually Zuko. And they both like, because both of them have regeneration and self-revival. So he says, you know, I won't hold this one back. So as he like, he used his own power and he called a circle of flames. Kind of like that time I got reincarnated as a slime character did. And Ogre Flames. Oh, that's what it is. As it like surrounding Zuko and ends up, as he says, Black Lightning, as he was pretty OP, like overpowered, like he just straight up fire and lightning and all that stuff. Zuko was pretty much dead in the water kind. As everybody sees how powerful, and so he like, I can't take it, as he like tried to punch, but he ends up getting grabbed by Zuko, or by Chazz, and got thrown out of a ring. And boom! Ow! That was pretty fun, actually. As Zuko gets up out of his... He was, at this point, his power is just like Bonds. Can never die, can... So he basically gets up without any scars. Heck, Endeavor saw, like, what his flames would look like. So then, everyone had their battles, and then Todoroki against Chazz. That, it would be like similar to Zuko's against Todoroki, but they both went right at it. Like, ready? I know you have some nanny issues, but just note one thing: keep your problems to yourself, okay? As he was like, okay, and he basically, they started to battle, and he did Ogre Flame again, and Lightning, and or actually, instead of doing that, he called on the Elemental Destruction, as it, like, used it, and it hits Todoroki spot on, and ends up sending him flying out of ring. And so then his friend, him and him went right at it. So they both like, so, but they did all that stuff, okay? And then Campar, I'm skipping that. Here's the agencies. Sorry. So, he was pretty powerful. His attacks even, like, electrocuted the Musclear, sending him into thing. into a coma for 5 days. And so then, not, and don't worry about the, heck, even Hero Killer Stain was even, like, this is the real one, got shocked. So then they're like, okay, this is kind of average. And all that stuff. And so then Momo, those his parents, or actually Momo decides to go ask him, but she's too embarrassed as to ask in front of him. So she ends up saying, or actually, she literally walked up to him. She had a big girl pants on thing, and she just straight up asked him to go on a date, and he went on a date with her, and then they're like, okay. And then they, and she ends up with such a, or, like, or, actually, she ends up dating his friend, the one, that big muscular dude, because she thought in her head, well, because she knew that her quirk is creation, and his, with his, like, cloud manipulation thing, like, manipulates the clouds to become animals. So they both went on a date, and then he was, or one day, class 1B student, or they had dorms implemented way earlier. So the class 1B student was, or actually he was watching like a horror one. Like, that's nothing too spooky. And it was like, had a bunch of gore and all that stuff. And only one person that really loves horror was none other than her. She walked in on him and says, "Huh, what are you watching?" As he says, "Oh, I'm just watching the blood and stuff." Okay? As she's watching, like, super bloody things, he and she, like, sat right next to him. Then she, like, through those days, it was before the camp park, she ends up, because how attractive he was, or my character was, she ends up dating him for, like, after they first met. Here. And so, but one day, she just straight up asked him, not his friend, just asked him if both of them to get married thing. Of course, my character says yes, okay. So, because since they first met, they were like, heck yeah. So she ends up got married to him and had kid with him that actually had, she didn't just had one kid, she had two kids. One was him and one was her. So both of them were like, okay. So then the Cambark started, and because everyone knows that him is the powerfulest one, or Chazz Changer was the strongest one and powerful, and everyone knows that. So they ended up okay, and so then then Momo, who and him, his friends, or his friend, and they Momo got married and had a kid of, he kind of looked like the younger version of her, but she had a power of to manipulate clouds to do, like, make weapons, make pets out of clouds that she implements from her body thing. Kind of like that mushroom girl from, kind of like her, but instead of shooting mushrooms, or like growing mushrooms all over, she like makes clouds to turn into weapons. Like unlimited possibilities. And so, then the camp part was done. Now it was All for One's battle. And All Might lost, and Zuko, or Shinmin, says enough, as he pushed All for One back all the way and slams him against a broken wall. Piece of a wall. As he says, or as he looks at All Might and says, "Are you doing okay, All Might?" As he says, "Yes." As I'm fine. It's he almost tried to kill me, but I'm gonna be living. Yeah. And now, ready? As he he says, "You will not hurt me or anyone ever again." As he went supernova, he even compressed it all for one down to like a size of a mailbox or mail, oh, paper envelope thing. And so he ended up getting teleported to his own prison dimension thing. And so then he was like, as how much power he has, as he turns around and he walks up to Almay and he used his power, kind of like Elizabeth is in that Seven Deadly Sins one. And as he actually healed the wound from, or like he absorbed the wound from All Might's side to like nothing. It didn't even exist. As All Might looks at his side stomach thing, and his like. So then they're like, okay. And then skipping that hero's ultimate test thing or whatever that's called, and they ended up Class 1A didn't even get crushed. They didn't even get touched, but he like he clapped his hands together. He was like, "It stopped time," and he like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he was pretty powerful. He ran back before time ran out. As Class 1A and 1B was still standing. And so they were like, okay, we win, we win, we win. As so then Overhaul, and he took care of that. As during that meeting room, as he like found this as a crime scene. I don't know what it is, or we don't even know what it is. Yet. As his own, always call him he. So his girlfriend was out there too. So she's like, "What are you thinking about, sweetheart?" As he like, can I see that real quick? Sure. Knock yourself out. Huh. As he gets up out of his chair and he immediately, like, he slammed his fist against the wall. I knew this day could come. Or, why does he have to? This is what he's saying. Why does he have to, like, push her to the limit? As all of them are confused. Like, wait, what do you mean? Overhaul. As Sir Night Eyes says that, Overhaul is doing this. Yes. And it's a Quirk racing bullets. By the way, the Quirk racing. Wait, what? it's a Quirk erasing bullet. It's really common in the underworld for these types of things. As Lockdown is like, thank goodness we have you around. As he compliments him because he got notified because how powerful he is. He could just easily grab him by his throat and slams him against. So he compliments on him like, you're pretty smart for being here. Yeah, as he explains that when every time I see in two different multiverse, I call them multiverse instead of like fourth wall breaking. This thing's still on? Yeah. Okay. So as the Cernides, he says these are marked as all as you. So our team will just go over 5 areas, or we need to. As he says, can I take that one, the top one? Sure. As but we have to get permission. As he says, or actually he says that we don't need. I already called them and says I'm gonna be on my way to. We have a warrant for for overhaul. So as he says, okay, go right ahead. So he went and walked right in, bam, boom, boom. There you are. As he caught up to Ares and overhaul, and he ends up knocking overhaul. I almost said all for one, but overhaul down, and used his power, or no, because he used his power to actually send overhaul to the different dimensions, like with the rest of his crew. No, or rest of the overhaul's gangs things. And then all that happens, all of it, like boom, 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 boom. As he turns her over to the authorities, and he had respect for her, so she ends up having fun. So then all that stuff. So he's like, okay. So this is the end of the video. So ta-ta, and hit that like button, please, so that and you don't miss, and hit that subscribe and hit that little bell for the best contents on the world has ever seen. Okay? So, and before we go, or not 13, kid's name, leave it in the comments below of what they like. If it was like, say, Zuko's and her kid, the one that's in the middle, what would be their kid's name? And put it on Twitter, okay? So, or put it in the comments, and so then all that happens, and save the, or hashtag save the clams from the squids, or from the whatever that's called. So bye bye, peace out.